Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Lindsay. I am unboxing from my wish list today. Now, oh, does this one not come? Oh, it has a seal on the side, so I don't have to cut that much. This is one I hesitated on so many times because the people portrayed do all have light skin, and I do prefer exclusivity or inclusivity. But from what I read, and I'm hoping the guidebook provides a little more, the artist is Czech, but it was influenced by Spanish and Portuguese art, I believe. It is accurate to its time. The artist is from the I want to say he lived in the late 1800s to the early 1900s. So it's a two-piece box. Oop, I accidentally took the first guy out. Every time I see this in people's readings, though, I'm like, damn. Okay, so there's actually a few names listed up top there. I know that they took his art and formatted it in a way where they became tarot cards. Okay, so artwork and translations. An extraordinary tribute to the art of Alphonse Mucha and the tarot masters of the past. Let's see if it gives. So we have different languages here. Tarot Mucha, nature is a temple. I just want to see if this says anything about. At the end of the 19th century, after a bloody revolutionary movements had set fire to half the world, a period of relative calm fell over Europe. Okay. See, I don't mind if decks are themed, like Norse, African, Latino, and what have you. So this bothers me a lot less. Okay. Fell over Europe. The collective imagination was captured by the idea that the worst was over and the new century now at the door would be an era of peace and prosperity. Advances in science and light. Sorry. I had to look up Novu last night. I was like, how do you pronounce this? Okay. So I think that's all it says when it mentions origins. I had a hard time figuring out like what words to use to Google this. If anyone knows, by the way, please let me know. All right. For now, I'm going to skip soy. All right. So it just has a brief, excerpt on the meanings of each card. Does it have reversals? I don't think it does, but that's okay. I know my card meanings. So if you're new to tarot, this isn't the best guidebook, but that doesn't bother me as I do know tarot. All right, so we have our two-piece box. Do I have this in order? I don't like when there's an extra card, and I'm going to tell you why. It just feels so wasteful, and then I always get irritated when I find it and have to put it aside. All right, my lighting's kind of crazy. Let me set this up. I did also read that he uses a lot of women in these cards. This being the first example where there's usually men depicted. So, I mean, that's forward thinking, which is cool. Oh, this is an interesting one with the wheat behind her for abundance. She has a fancy wand. I can't think of the word. I'm just thinking of my friend with the creepy Hierophant comments. This is an interesting one. This is also, I've seen similar chariot. I want to say in, not Minchiati. Which tarot is it? Which older one? Maybe it'll come to me. This is really pretty. Oh, I forgot. Once again, here's the back. So if you like reversible backs, This isn't one. That doesn't bother me. I switch between reading in reverse and not reading in reverse. Right now I'm not. But even when I am, I don't get distracted by the backs. But if that's something you're distracted by, then just an FYI. I would say this is about $3.50 GSM. This is a matte finish. Or a matte stock, I should say. There might be a little bit of shine on there. I always forget to mention that part. Let me bring these a little closer up. Oh, this is an interesting Wheel of Fortune. Okay. She cute. I like this. Also, if you're a beginner, I wouldn't, because it doesn't have the names, you would have to have the numbers memorized. And then this is what I'm excited about. I'm gonna just do that. The Devil as a woman with her titties out. Fantastic. But she does have Adam and Eve in the palm of her hands. This is one of the cards that like sold me on it. So yeah, if you don't know your Roman numerals, that's actually going to be something, a bridge you'll have to cross eventually in a lot of tarot decks. But if you don't know the names, that might be something that keeps you from buying this as a first deck. There's so much to learn as there is. I don't know if you want to add that on top of it, to be honest. I recommend that everybody start with Rider-Waite-Smith personally. This is a very interesting judgment. That's a scary ass angel. Aces are oftenly pippish. Pip is the wrong word. But she cute. I notice a lot, the Three of Cups is 3 women. Ooh. I like that 5 of Cups. Ooh. Wish fulfillment. She looks happy. We have our queen and our king. Wait, what does he have? Oh, I thought there was something like coming from his mouth. All right, pentacles. I do like the off-white too. I feel you, girl, or guy, whoever. Is that the page? Yeah. The pages are usually depicted a little younger when it comes to traditional cards. I mean, I have no problem. This is interesting right here, what she's holding. I like that. From the guidebook, just glancing on it, I don't think it's going to explain any of the symbolism. Otherwise, I would see if it says what she's holding in this. I already went too long in the intro with justifying even buying this. I'm still kind of up on the air on how I feel, to be honest. But it is accurate to its time. They were different times. I am getting, though, that I like the majors a lot more than the minors, though. Oh, I do like this. But the Ten of Wands, I don't know if this is as true to its meaning. I want to see that. I'm going to look up. Because that was an interesting image for that. Oh, geez. Which suit are we on? Yeah, this guidebook, as far as looking up suits, not the best. I'm not going to keep going. Guidebook kind of sucks. This is a cool night. I mean, page. This is a page? Wait, hold up. Page, night, clean. Okay, it was a night. This one's nice. I like that. Oh. I haven't seen one like this. Do you see like the tears too? Very interesting. That was me yesterday. And the day before. Sneaky paint. Let me see what's going on in here. Huh. Damn. This is interesting for a Ten of Swords, though. It being the end of a painful cycle does remind me of the Death card sometimes. And what do we got going on here? You know? Let's leave it at that. So page. All right, so we have a woman as a page here. That is a really cool night. And then another one of these extra cards that are released. Waste. Low Scarborough, or however you say it, does that a lot. Let's see how it shuffles. It shuffles good. What do we got? So I will say that I just pulled this and I'm like, all right, is this the knight, the king, you know? So that's gonna throw me. I didn't even think of that before. I guess king, right? Hold on. They must have different symbols at the top for the knight and whatnot. I didn't catch that before. Okay, so each court card has their own symbol up top. Okay. So we have the page. I'm pretty sure he was the page. Page, knight, and then the other was a king. Okay. I was going to say, oh shit. Like, I don't like that, but at least it has something there. But these shuffle really nice. I'm not going to attempt a riffle shuffle. Because this and a low Scarborough, or however you say it, style, they're very thick, and I don't love the way they riffle shuffle, and I don't want to bend them. Especially when I don't usually riffle. But knowing that from other decks, just know it's a little stiff, it's a little bulky, but it can be done. I give this deck, I didn't love it as much as I thought I was going to. I love the majors. I'd give this like 3.5 out of 5, but it might grow on me. I'll play with it a little more. I do love this Chariot. I don't want to keep all the, you know what's on the tatas on the screen, but yeah, it's a nice deck. It's true to the Rider-Waite. Wouldn't buy it as a first deck. I already mentioned that. If you shuffle overhand or the way I shuffle, which I don't know if I know anyone who does, it shuffles great. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think. And if you could like, comment, and subscribe, or subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. It helps people find me, and I need friends. Have a great day.